What's up everyone? I have a 5 monkey victory for you today. It's gotten a lot more difficult to get 5 of a kinds in the turtle pack because a lot of the players are running very broken builds like the elephant plus blowfish. Whatever the case though, we did manage to get this one over the line, and I think 5 monkeys has always been very fun to play. So I really hope you enjoyed today's run. We're starting off pretty strong, I believe. 4 beavers plus a mouse. Unfortunately we didn't have enough gold there to stack the mice together, but it doesn't really matter. The mice will be sold anyway, and we're very happy with the 1 gold apples. Let's take a look at the level up. It's a rabbit, which is super synergistic with the mouse. So I guess that's kind of a blessing in disguise that we didn't combine the mice, that we're going to have more apples to buy and use onto the beaver. A lot of the time that I'm playing for 5 of a kinds, I actually go for this hedgehog setup that is going to allow me to go later on into the game, because I believe the best 5 of a kinds in turtle pack are usually leopard and cat, and most tier 6 units basically, but because they're tier 6 you find them on turn 9 at the earliest, so obviously you want to leave yourself with as much time as possible to find many units that you want. This time we're going for a tier 5 of a kind, but I think it's a very similar scenario. We'll be finding some monkeys on turn 7 at the earliest, as we face a pretty similar build from our opponent with the double hedgehog. Fortunately for us we had a strong beaver, so we didn't lose there. Yeah, double hedgehog, especially if we manage to get both of them up to level 2, it's going to be super good. I decide to invest into the beaver instead. Hopefully the beaver cleans out the strongest unit on the enemy team, and then the hedgehogs can clear up the rest, which thankfully does happen right here. So yeah, we're preparing for level ups right here. We're going to sell the rabbit because we're most likely not going to be buying any food, and buying another hedgehog I think is beneficial. It makes us more likely to draw, and thankfully we do find the final hedgehog. So we have I believe this is 4 level ups for next turn. Unfortunately they have a lot of HP on the blowfish. They're obviously going to go for elephant blowfish later on in the game, but for now even the blowfish is enough to defeat us. We take some levels right here. First one is a monkey, second one is irrelevant, but third one is a turkey, which the turkey is going to be super useful for this run. Because monkey starts off with such low stats, it starts off as a 1-2, and we're going to want to include multiple monkeys on the team eventually. It's going to be super nice to have a turkey on, because the monkey is going to become a 4-4, I believe it is, right from the get-go, which is super nice, as we manage to draw again. Having the 2 backline hedgehogs is super useful, by the way. It's 8 damage to the entire enemy team, and that is if they manage to get through our 2 big units at the front, which do they do here? They actually barely do, and they get the draw because of it. Once again, we are not complaining with draws. The other benefit from drawing a lot is actually facing weaker opponents, because you are not able to face opponents that have more wins than you usually, so we are going to be facing similar teams that are on a single win. Here we transition into triple monkey. I believe we're going to take either that or the turkey. I think both of them are valid options. I guess we go for the monkey instead, and we can level up the turkey next turn, and that way we can perhaps find honestly nothing useful on tier 6 that I can think of. I don't think you really want a cat, but it's nice to have a level 2 turkey, so we can include a 4th monkey on the team, and it's going to get sizable buffs. Unfortunately right here we lose. They had a skunk plus leopard combo, which if you were a sensible player you would go in the same direction. You can see I have a very similar build that can accommodate a leopard very nicely, but unfortunately we are going 5 of a kind monkey, and to 5 of a kind monkey we are going to stick. We get a cow here. Cow is 10 base stats because of the turkey, which is super nice. Monkey is nearing 50 HP, and that means we're going to have to put a second one at the front, so we can start buffing that pretty soon. But for now, let's try to find another monkey. Thankfully we do so immediately, and because of the turkey it's going to go up to a 7-6. Very nice equipment as well. A melon plus a steak. And you'll see later on in the run, but actually the steaks were super useful, not just at the beginning because we have weak monkeys that are going to need some extra damage, but also when you're going up against multiple 50-50s that have melon, I think it's super nice to have a steak so that you can take them out in one shot regardless. We get the monkey up to level 2, and now that it has 50 HP I don't think it's necessary for us to buff it anymore, so we bring up the one with the steak. If we manage to find the 5th monkey pretty soon, I think it's going to be better for us because we're going to be getting more buffs every single turn. And because we're only on 2 wins, we have lots of wins to go and lots of buffs to receive from the monkeys. Thankfully we do win there by 4 HP, I believe it was. But yeah, let's roll for the monkey. Thankfully we find it along with another steak, which will take on to the weakest one. It's kinda risky putting the weakest monkey at the back with the steak because it's very likely that it will get sniped, as it just did with the crocodile there. Thankfully it doesn't matter in this situation because we have sufficient stats to defeat them. Now we're going to bring up yet another monkey to the front because the one that is currently up first has 47 HP after despair, so we don't need any more buffs on it for now at least. And yeah, this is basically the hardest part of the run, just rotating the monkeys over and over. Thankfully we are handsomely rewarded for our efforts because we have so many stats that we effortlessly defeat the enemy team there. And I think it's the best for me to just buy chocolates and start food because there's nothing else to do for me really. Like everything already has equipment. I don't think I want to transition into a melon, at least not yet, or maybe not even ever. Thankfully we win there once again against the elephant camel combo. You sure see that a lot in the turtle pack. Thankfully it did not affect us there. Another benefit of having full steak is that when you know you're going to be facing a lot of elephant blowfish, you know that your melon won't be removed if you don't even have any. So steak is the better option in my opinion. Because we drew so much so early on, we actually face a lot of these teams that are hedgehogs plus camels plus skunk, and they actually defeat us right here, which is kinda scary. The skunk had enough HP to survive at the end of it, but thankfully we did preserve 3 hearts before it all happened, so we do have 2 left to spare. But that loss got me worried at the time because despite all the stats that I've been getting, it shows me that it's still not good enough to win against some of these crazy teams. We have a very similar looking opponent, but this time we do have sufficient stats to defeat them. As long as they're not running a skunk, I think we'll be okay, especially after we scale up the last monkey in the queue. So yeah, we'll be fine. I'm considering there for a second if I want to buy an apple because there's really nothing much that I can improve in the team currently. And if you can take one thing away from this video, I just hope that you've seen the efficiency of the steak over the melon in most situations. You can see there we got sniped quite a bit, so it was better for us to have steak. And ironically enough, we did lose to the steak on the tiger. But we do have a single heart and this is going to be a win, so we're obviously not going to lose anymore. Elephant blowfish, go figure, very creative team. And we are going to actually defeat them. They're using a dragon for scaling, but it's still not good enough to compete against 5 monkeys, which is super nice. And now we can start actually scaling up some of these steak units, I think is more correct. to have 50 attack. In my opinion, it's better anyway, because if you have a 50-50 with stake, it's going to defeat a 50-50 even through melon, so that's pretty useful to have. We're going to start buffing the front line that has the lowest amount of attack. Sadly, it didn't reach 50, but we were not punished because we are not going up against the 50-50 with melon. We're actually going up against another Hedgehog Camel Blowfish team, but because they don't have a skunk, I think we'll be alright. Yep, pretty close though, all things considering. Like, we were left with a single monkey at half HP there, which is kinda scary. We have a 50-50 in the stake monkey that is at the front already, so we can move another one up. And yeah, we're basically just min-maxing at this point. We'll be pretty close to a victory. I believe this is not the final round just yet. And just look at this. This actually made my heart skip a beat this round. So we have Frontline Badger 50-50 with a melon. And thankfully, because of the double stake, we managed to draw there. So yeah, this is going to be the final round now for real. We're going to get another 50-50 monkey. And I really hope you enjoyed this run. Monkey together strong, as they say. So if you did enjoy, I hope you leave me your support by liking, subbing, doing all that generic stuff. And I'll talk to you next time. Take care.